Ladies and gentlemen, Wall Street is urging Congress to push a big stimulus package because they said a smaller one would actually have a really bad effect on a recession that we're in. So the economy would actually get worse if people got less money to spend. And they're not the only one. Economists are pretty much saying the same thing. Cutting money from the people will cost the economy. So this is Market Insider, July 24th, 2020. Wall Street giants urge Congress to fast track expensive stimulus bill before recession worsens. Some of the biggest names on Wall Street are pushing Congress to speed up deliberations on a second stimulus bill, no matter the cost. Most major banks surprise to the upside of their second quarter results as bolstered credit reserves were overshadowed by soaring trade desk revenue. The strong performances were made possible by a combination of Federal Reserve monetary support and market volatility. The mix of credit facilities, capital injections, and asset purchases announced on March 23rd set backstops for the industry and drove a flood of investors back to risky markets. Many of the Wall Street leaders who benefited from the first round of fiscal stimulus now fear a second bill may arrive too late. The economy is still facing a very, very uncertain outlook, Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon said Wednesday, and a hefty government response is likely the best option for stemming additional pain. Even though it's hard and it's expensive, we are better to blunt the economy impact now in the short term by spending more than to allow it to worsen and deal with the consequences of being worse, he said in an online event hosted by the Economic Club of New York. The economic backdrop is already worsening. The University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index slid to 73.2 in July from 78.1, erasing much of recent gains amid fresh virus outbreaks. Yes, and with the virus just increasing in the country, those sick people are not going to be out there shopping, and if people are isolated, they're not going to be shopping. So no matter what, it's going to bear impact on the economy. Credit card spending growth slowed in mid-July as well. JP Morgan said in a Wednesday note, suggesting that the rapid economic rebound seen in May and early June has lost momentum. Weaker spending data could quickly evolve into industry-wide fallout if Congress don't prompt up consumers. Now, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I did a story yesterday on this, and I had somebody come in my comment section and say, well, they have to take that $600 because we don't have the money. Well, I find that very funny that you don't have the money. How come every time these rich people get tax cuts and these corporations get these astronomical checks, $50 million, $10 million and stuff like, how come y'all don't be complaining that there's not enough money? Y'all never complain. But as soon as the little guy gets, a little bit of money, which 600 is really not that much, as soon as the little guy gets that money, all of a sudden it's too much money and they got to do this and they got to do that. That's really funny. It's never too much money when it's going to the wealthy, though. Y'all never have that argument. It's amazing. Okay, back to the drawing board. If those folks don't have a continuing support, we're going to see a spike in delinquency and defaults in consumer credit, and that will have some contagion effects across the banking system and across a variety of financial institutions who've supplied that credit, Milstein said on Bloomberg TV. Some of the Wall Street are planning to pick up the slack if Congress doesn't deliver. Capital One CEO Richard Fairbank called the possibility of new stimulus the huge elephant in the room on Wednesday, called the analysis and that the firm will bolster its loan loss reserves under the expectation that a second bill won't be passed. If the key relief measures, such as expanded unemployment benefits, aren't renewed, the bank is preparing for consumer pain to quickly hit its own balance sheets. Yeah, if people have to go with less, then yeah, bills are going to be defaulting all over the place. To the extent that unemployment isn't offset with other programs or even forbearance, our allowance is built on a premise that would translate to higher losses at some point in the future. Richard Blackley, chief financial officer at Capital One, said, according to a transcript. Uh-huh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we shall see what they come up with. You got many in the Senate that are hell bent on the consumers having less, you know, and they're not anticipating this is going to be tougher on Americans that are not working. And this theory that $600 discourage people from going back to work is downright laughable. There is no work out here. You got over 50 million people that are unemployed, and you do not have that many job openings out here. So how is it going to discourage people from going to work when there is no work out here? It is not enough jobs to go around right now. So this BS Trump and McConnell then came up with is laughable. People can't refuse to go to work because there's no jobs out here for everybody. Whew, boy, it's really a shame. I wish I could say we had the best and brightest in this country, but we simply don't. America is left looking like a fool to the rest of the world. Just look at how you've handled COVID-19. Who the hell would come back and ask you to lead? I mean, seriously, who would come back and ask you to lead? But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. And everybody out here that is unemployed and you're struggling, hang in there. Hang in there. Hopefully something good will happen. I really believe that it should be ongoing payments until this pandemic is over. I do not believe they should be going back in about a month or two to do this whole process over and waste a lot of time. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.